everyone, RPW here. As you know, I love to do this specific set of videos where we talk to other people that play War Dragons or that love dragons. And as you know, we've had everybody from Diamond Leagues to Gold Leagues to no name to known names. And today, I have a really special guest with me because, well, I love him more than anybody else in the whole game. So that would be my husband. Welcome.
Hello. It's good to be here.
I'm excited to have you.
I'm excited to be here.
So let's do some runs while we chit-chat about War Dragons this morning. We're having coffee.
Okay.
And working on the PvP. So he's going to be setting some attacks and I'll back him up on it. So that we can get ready for a conversation here. Talk about a little bit of War Dragons. So do you like this PvP?
I do. I don't think it's my favorite event, but I do.
It's not your favorite though?
No, I don't think so. I've really gotten really close to the temple raid. I really like that one. I think probably the best.
Very challenging, and you have to think about what you're doing, right?
Yeah, I think I like it because you have to bring out your old dragons and use dragons you haven't used.
That makes sense for you because you really take a lot of care in every dragon you breed and getting to know them and understand how they work.
Yeah, I really like the game mainly because of the dragons. I mean, outside of the social aspect,
which you're not very social in.
I'm not, but I do enjoy meeting, friends and making friends with people and things like that. But the dragons is really what pulled me into this game.
Yes, pulled you right in. So I see you're using Gunner here. That's actually one of the dragons of the season. So that's one you went for, right?
Yes. Yeah. Mainly, I went for that one mainly because it was the 50% off dragon.
Right. What do you think of him?
I love this dragon. This is now my favorite dragon.
Awesome. Really? Of all time?
Of all time.
I guess that answers that question for later I was going to ask.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Oh, I could change up the question, I guess.
Right.
So, what about the others? Have you looked at any of the other dragons? Did any of them, appease you, make you wish you could have got them, or makes you want to go for them? What's your thoughts on the season so far? Well,
I think this is an amazing season so far. When I look at the dragons, I'm actually going in there right now real quick. Hildur, I think, is an amazing dragon as well. I just really, don't want to have the sigils really necessarily to go for that. And I think...
Well, you are free to play.
Right. Yes. I mean, the only thing I pay for really is the elite account. So, if I had it, I think I would finish that entire line. But I also think Cert is also going to be an amazing dragon. He's just going to be absolutely phenomenal.
Right, I know. That Jarl is one weird-looking dragon.
Yeah.
And you saw the dragon they're coming out with next week, right?
I saw the picture, and yeah.
And then we went over the spells a little bit.
We did go over the spells a little bit. I think.
Of course, we don't know the details of the spells. Like,
no, we don't.
When it comes to the exact details of how much rage or whatever.
Right.
So I don't know. It's a pretty solid season so far, I think.
I think so too.
It's not the best, but it's a solid season at least. Right.
I have Gunner finished right now, and I think I'm holding back on because whatever the spell set is, whatever the final outcome is on that last dragon, the seasonal dragon, that's what's going to tell me if I'm going to go for that one or for something else.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So you want to set some other attacks?
Yeah.
So of all the events, you said that your favorite event was, of course, the Temple Raid. But of all the events that are even gone, like long and gone, is it still your favorite, or is there something else?
Well, yeah, I think it trumped it all.
Wow.
Yeah, I still enjoy the fight pits. Those types of things. Oh, there's another one that I really like. I think the Temple Raid still beats it, but that's the one where they you take the property, whatever that's called. I can't remember. The one where you take the lands. The octagon shaped whatever.
Oh, the Kingdom Wars.
Kingdom Wars. That's it.
Yeah, that's my favorite event.
Yeah, I really enjoy that one too.
I mean, I like Temple Raid, but I really love the Kingdom Wars.
Yeah.
Which is funny because both of those aren't even loved by many. Like, a lot of people don't like either one of those.
I know, but I don't know. I like those ones definitely. There's a lot of strategy to them.
Yeah.
And if anybody knows you well, then they know that you're a strategist.
Right.
So I know you have a passion for those two events. And so therefore I do too.
Right.
So I would say that's my top two events right now.
I would say this dragon is doing an amazing job, and so are you, but it is a level 75.
Right, well.
Highly impressive.
Right. Aberon is another one of my favorite dragons. He's not my favorite now. I'll tell you, what makes Gunner my favorite is he's so fun to fly.
Right.
He's just absolutely one of the most fun dragons to fly with his freeze spell. And he's a lot like Aberon.
Okay, so you know how we go through and we see a dragon, we think, wow, that dragon's going to be amazing, and you look at the spell set and everything, and you find that it's not as great as what you thought it would be, whether it be your own mindset or it actually being a bad spell set. What dragon is your biggest disappointment?
You know, from my perspective, it's Mehattan.
Manhattan?
Yeah. You know, I thought he was going to be phenomenal because, you know, Mythic, Sapphire, you know, and Hosted's really good, Apophet's really good, but when I got Mehattan, it's just his I think for me my problem with him is that his spells, to use them, he's got great spells once you build him up, and normally he doesn't last that long. I'm not even paying attention right now. I'm using Entrap.
It's because you're talking.
Right. But that's probably one of mine, because I got Hosset first, and then I got Mehattan. I actually now have him on my perch, so he's not going to waste by no means, but
now, of course, this next question isn't necessarily of, you know, like your own, and I don't have any great dragons out right now, but we will do what we can. Of all the seasons that you've been a part of, what season would you say has been like the best season thus far? Even though you may not have gotten the mythic that it might have or whatever, thus far, what has been your favorite season?
You know, this season currently is so far as my favorite season.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, by far.
I like the themes of this season.
Yes. Yeah, you know, you and I kind of go back to that a little bit. We always like this type of...
When I found out it was going to be this, I was like, oh my gosh.
The Vikings and that era, you know. But before that, when I got to Rand, and I got to Rand actually a pretty good ways, not all the way, but a pretty good ways. And for my level at that time, it was a pretty good deal. But I got to Rand, and I really enjoyed that season. I think it was also the season that I got my my picture.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever season that was, I really enjoyed that too, because I've kept that picture now forever.
Your portrait, yeah.
Yeah, my portrait, yeah.
Yeah, it's been your portrait for a very long time. Since I started playing, actually, it was your portrait.
Yeah, I've only changed it a couple of times, and it was just temporary. Just to try a new picture or portrait, and so I changed it, and so...
So, how long have you been playing now?
Because
it's been definitely longer than me.
Yeah, it's been almost 3 years, probably.
Wow. Yeah, I remember back whenever you played before I played, and I would get upset because I'd be like, it's dinner time, and you're on a game, and you would be like, honey, you don't understand. There's a war going on, and they need me here. Da-da-da-da. I'm like... What the... Yeah. I don't understand how your phone game is keeping you from having dinner with us right now. And then now I'm worse than you.
I know. Yeah. You know, it's...
And you're so supportive about it. You're so sweet.
I am, of course. And it was hard to explain. And I think eventually I found ways to try and explain it to you once you would start to listen.
Well, you were actually leading your own team there for a while.
I was.
Not intentionally.
Yeah, it wasn't my team. I made some good friends with a team called Royal Abyss. But anyway, long story short, we all basically moved on. The team kind of just
fell apart.
Yeah.
And joined a new team, and then I decided to start playing. And the girls were playing before I was even playing with you.
Right.
And then they got mad because you let me on the team and I was a low level. Remember?
Did they really get mad for that?
Yes, they were mad at you. I think that's part of the reason they stopped playing. Because they were like, wait, Dad let you on the team? He told us we had to be at least a 75 before we could join the team.
Well.
And you let me join at like a level 12.
Right.
That's kind of messed up.
I get it.
But you're afraid of me, so it makes sense.
Right. Yeah. But it's all good.
It's all good. They're over it, right?
Yeah. They got over it.
Now they're freaking playing what is it called? Fortnite.
Fortnite, yeah.
They love that game. But yeah, War Dragons has definitely been, like, I'm sure there's a lot of couples out there that play it together. But then there's also couples out there where only one plays and the other one just doesn't understand how it's so important, or because a lot of people outside of this game don't know how strong this community builds up and actually becomes like your family, your extended family.
Right. Especially
within your team or your alliance. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Agreed.
Although we just recently met a couple where when we went down for the party at Dunk's for New Year's Eve, that, you know, the wife doesn't play, but she's very much a part of the community as well. She's made herself, you know, almost like a War Dragon's wife, as a military wife kind of thing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really interesting to see that, and you see the dynamic between him and her, and how she very much supports him, and then ultimately the game,
and yet
without
doesn't want to play. It has no desire.
Yeah.
Although I've seen where, you know, wife will support, and the next thing you know, they're playing it too, and then they're outgrowing their spouse like tremendously. Like, I outgrew you.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you didn't have a lot of the necessary tools that was needed in order to grow. Like, you're not one that tends to jump into YouTube.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't, you know, watch the forums. I didn't, you know, kind of do a whole lot of review or anything like that. I just played, honestly, to relax.
I've noticed that with a lot of Aries. Like, you're an Aries. And I've noticed, like, you would think, oh, I got a bunch of Aries in the team, so they're going to want to, you know, be leadership, quality, or whatever, because that's what an Aries is. They're very much leaders. And then you get them in the team and you realize they aren't wanting to be in leadership because this is their release. Like, you guys work so hard on your jobs and whatever it is, it might be sports or whatever aspects outside of this game, that this becomes your actual release. And you don't want to have to worry about being...
Right. That's a good point, you know. And the other thing is, I don't really have a whole lot of time to play. I mean, I play when I can, when I'm off from work, but, you know, I don't...
Well, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about, like, there's this general difference.
You're right.
And it's really cool. I mean, this game, like, even if you had the time, you don't want to have to sit back. It takes that from you.
It does. It would take the fun out of it, you know, for me, to always have to be engaged, always, like...
Like me.
Yeah, if I had to do what you do, I honestly wouldn't be able to play this game.
You know, some people think I work for War Dragons and literally email me questions or try to see what's wrong with, like, hey, I'm having an issue in my game. Can you fix this? You know, I can't get...
But that says a lot about you and your character, and I mean your personal character, not your character in the game, but it says a lot about what you do for this community and how the community reaches out to you.
No, I think they mistake it because of my portrait. They don't even know who I am. They're just like, hey, I need you to fix this. I'm like, who do you think I am? Like,
well, yeah, but I'm just saying, I think it's just...
It's kind of funny, though.
Yeah.
It's comical. I tell you what, I'm going to start turning in those emails to War Dragons. Maybe I can get on the payroll.
Yeah, maybe you could.
Like, hey, can I join the IT club, please? Because I'm getting the questions.
That would be awesome.
Right? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So what about your goals for the future? Do you see yourself playing this game for a very long time? Even with all the issues going on with the game?
Well, I would, yes. I see myself currently still playing, but well, I don't want to say that. I think I'll play until I just physically I can't play no more. Like when
your fingers are broken.
Well, that or if my job it gets too intense
or there's no
something
internet.
Like that. Or yeah, or something like that.
Maybe move us to the middle of BFE.
Right. So I mean, if something like that happens, I'm gonna challenge you. Okay, on this next attack.
Wouldn't you cry?
I don't know if I would cry.
I would cry. If I could not play the game, like it was taken from me, I would be devastated. I could see me, and you know me, I can't stay into any one hobby, especially so detailed into something like I am with this. So you're going to challenge me and take on my rage?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm going to really challenge you.
I see that.
I apologize. I should have swapped a little bit earlier. You could probably build it up.
I could probably build it up. So anyways, but what was I saying? Oh, yeah, I could see myself playing this game for a very long time. So I just wonder about you. Although it could go away one day.
I guess it could. I mean, anything's possible. So I don't know. But I have a lot of faith in the game and the community.
Yeah, I think as a community, if we love the game and the people within it, we've got to stick together. Keep it going. I'm going to go down. Thanks for the rage.
Well, you're welcome. And
I appreciate it. It was amazing. The one bar was very helpful.
Well, at least you have one bar.
It's like one shot. It's not going to do much for you at all.
Well, I don't know if I'm able to get this one.
You never know. Don't give up. Oh, yeah, you went down.
I went down there. What else do I have that might
Gunner?
be able to do something?
Did you already do Gunner?
Already, yeah, I started with him.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. I kind of bit off more than I could chew. I knew it was going to be a difficult one.
I should do that to you. I should invite you on an attack and take all your rage. Be like, I need you to back me up on this attack.
Right.
And then, down you go.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I guess a lot of players do make that mistake.
Oh, they do.
You think that, you can go... I thought, honestly, Gunner was going to be able to go a little farther, but...
Well, it's not even that. It's... which I know you didn't... You weren't
I really
planning on me backing you.
To be honest, I wasn't paying attention.
You backed me on one.
Oh, okay.
But no, that is one thing people don't know if they're newer to the game or whatever. Your rage is everybody's rage. So if you go in, you do an attack, and you set that attack, it's going to be your rage that continues for the person behind you. So if you plan on them taking it and you're just wanting XP, for example, immediately swap out. It's much, much better that way. Are we going to do something challenging?
I think so.
The Devours, level 57, level 50. I could probably take this base. Probably. Doesn't mean yes. Wait a minute. Let me get out my baby. Let me get out my somewhat newish baby, because she could take that base. She could take some major bases. Somnus is amazing. Do you regret not getting her?
Oh, that's true. That is one dragon I do regret. I wish I would have known ahead of time the spell set and how that was going to work.
All right, let's try two bases. This one has a level 57 Dark Flak.
Okay.
And the cool thing is it only has a level 22 Red Mage Tower there. So right. I should be able to take that down pretty quickly and then utilize my regeneration to be able to bring back my health. So this one should be a pretty easy base for her, even though it's got large towers. Because the red mages are all small. So yeah, hey, Neferani, or whatever your name is, you need to take up those red mage towers. Because Somnus will be able to utilize that weakness.
Oh, you gotta invite me.
Oh yeah. Let me invite the husband. I'm sorry, honey. My bad. One thing I like about a quester is those rage islands. Like, I can use her to almost set up
right
my attack.
Yeah, that is one dragon that I really wish I would have gotten.
Who's Somnus?
Yes.
I said a quester. I was talking about a quester.
No, I got a quester.
No, I know, but I was just mentioning.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
I threw you off by changing the dragon names.
Yeah.
But no, I was saying that's one thing I like about questers on those rage islands. Like back there, you can use that chain lightning, which I know you love the chain lightning.
Right.
Because you had Tyrant?
No, it was the one winter dragon. It was like a frozen. Oh man, I have to go look into my roster and find his name. I can't remember.
I know what it is. Borgian.
Yes, Borgian. Yeah, so it
when I first started playing, you had those, and whenever you would let me use your... Oh, we got some gold.
Yeah, we did.
Guys, dump your gold in your banks. I mean, seriously. That is gold that could have gone to your team.
Yeah, Borgian, that was my favorite dragon for the longest time. But I just didn't get him all the way up, and so I had to retire him.
Yeah. I remember whenever you saw Equester come out, and you were like, oh my gosh, we got to get Equester. Equester has that lightning spell, and I was like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know about that.
We had a small debate about it.
Yeah, we did. Small. I ended up not going for it, if you remember.
I know, you had to come back.
I had to come back once I realized that it was...
It had the Guardian in front of it.
Yeah, because I didn't know what that spell meant.
Right.
It was very confusing.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm glad I ended up getting her. All the way, although I'm about to be in Obsidian now, so she's about to be retired, basically. It goes so much faster than what you think when it comes to breeding these dragons. Or at least for me.
That's true. Well, you're moving pretty fast, and that's...
Thanks to the breeding guide.
That. Well, right.
If you had a breeding guide sooner, you probably would have gone a lot better, too.
That's true. I think that's, again, it's kind of one of my weaknesses that when I just played the game, I didn't really...
Which isn't a huge deal because you enjoyed it. I mean, it's not like you have to go by a breeding guide.
Right.
But sometimes you find out later that you could have bred 3 dragons in one breeding.
Or skipped 1 or 2 and backbred it and saved...
well, not even that. Meaning, like, sometimes back in the day, like, we would go into gold or to platinum, and we would breed 1 dragon that just unlocked, not knowing that if you bred something else, then you could breed 3 dragons with 1 set of stuff.
Right. I mean, I'm doing that now. Currently, but yeah.
See that dragon is a beast.
I know, it's phenomenal. His abilities and his spell set is just absolutely.
He could take level 60 farms. I mean, I think this dragon is literally, to me, it's mythic quality.
Well,
do you want XP, honey?
No.
Okay.
Didn't kill it.
Oh, wow. I love that dragon.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, anyways, so I had a great time. I'm really excited that you were able to join me on a little conversation this morning while we did some attacks. But I guess we'll let everybody go so they can get back to their PvPs and building troops or whatever it is you need to do. Anyways, guys, don't forget to come back this weekend. We're going to actually have our live drawing. I might have you in for that. We might talk a little bit more.
Okay, yeah, sounds great.
During the live drawing as well. So, but anyways, guys, see you all again, and thank you for stopping by. And thank you, hon.
You're welcome. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, bye.